Hey gang, Dennis Tubbergen here with another video economic update. Today is Thursday, the 22nd of March, 2018. This will be the last video economic update until April 2. There's an article here in USA Today titled "Financial Fragility Could Threaten More Retirees in Coming Years." It's a pretty decent article. There's a couple things, however, that they kind of leave out. I just want to go through and give you a bit from the article and give you some comments. The article starts by saying we haven't been hearing much lately about retirees facing severe financial hardships. Personal investment portfolios have rebounded with the stock market. Home prices are up. Pension plans are somewhat better funded than a few years ago. Tax reform didn't cut Social Security, and active retirees often can pick up part-time jobs if they want amidst a strong economy. But the future doesn't look as promising, with several forces likely to increase the financial fragility of people planning to retire years down the road, especially younger baby boomers and Gen Xers. Now, typically the dividing line, depending on who's making the call, depending on who's defining it, between Gen Xers and baby boomers are those born in 1960 or 1962. So if you just say 1960 and prior are baby boomers, and then 1960 and birth years more recent than that are Gen Xers, that's typically what this article is referring to. Now, basically, this article talks about some key issues and concerns. One, reliable income sources could diminish. I won't read it to you, but it simply says that in future years, retirees will likely get less of their income from Social Security and traditional pensions. Bottom line is, pensions pretty much don't exist anymore except for just a few employers. And even existing pension plans, as I talked about on a recent video economic update, many of them are going to see that existing pension recipients will experience cuts in their pension benefits. There's simply too many promises that were made, and we've had an ultra low interest rate environment. So the bottom line is people are going to have to rely more on their own personal savings to fund their retirement income. Second point the article makes is retirees face two key financial shocks. One, spiking medical expenses, and two, declining income when a spouse dies. So basically, medical expenses, I think, go without saying. Medicare, according to former Dallas Federal Reserve Bank President Richard Fisher, is about $85 trillion underfunded. We will see significant changes in the way medical care is delivered and paid for. There will have to be cuts. There will have to be rationing, and I think that you'll see alternative health care really emerge because it's more affordable and, in my opinion, in a lot of cases, more effective. The other big point here is that, if you go into retirement married, you both receive an income from Social Security, and when you die, the lower of the two Social Security benefits go away. So if that benefit goes away and you're losing one of those Social Security benefits, it can mean a big cut in income. So that's something that you really have to work on and plan. Third point the article makes is retirees don't have much room to cut back. The article says that there was a report that researched retirees' expenses, and 80% of spending by a typical retiree household goes for housing, healthcare, food, clothing, and transportation. That leaves 20% for entertainment, gifts, cable, TV, cell phones, and all their disbursements. What that really means is that as we see inflation, the real inflation rate, kick along according to the Chapwood Index at 9 to 10% per year, it's really going to put the squeeze on a lot of retirees. The 4% rule might not work is the next item in the article. The article points out that financial advisors commonly cite 4% as the maximum amount that people could withdraw from an investment portfolio. That 4% rule, I think, still applies if you use the right allocation mix, in my opinion. If you use the Wall Street one bucket approach and you have only stock funds and bond funds, then I think if you're retiring today and think you can take 4% out of your investments, I think you could find yourself in a lot of trouble in just a few years. However, using a broader, more diverse approach, I think the 4% rule could still work. The article ends by saying there are remedies. One, you can work longer. Two, you can cut expenses. Or three, you can buy an annuity that provides fixed income or a reverse mortgage. Certainly, I would think of a reverse mortgage as a last resort type measure to take. I would certainly think that working longer is something that I see a lot of people doing these days. In fact, retirement is really a rather new idea. It's only been around for about 140 years or so. So working during retirement is something that many folks are doing. In fact, the fastest growing segment of the workforce right now are those age 75 plus. I'm Dennis Tubbergen. That is today's video economic update. Today is Thursday, March the 22nd. Again, the next update will be on April 2.